All right, and President Trump has his sights set on this. It's Afghanistan's Bagram air base. He mentioned the former U.S. military installation during remarks with the UK Prime Minister approximately 24 hours ago, yesterday. Just listen as he explains that despite the U.S. withdrawal from the country back in 2021, he wants the Taliban to give this back.
We're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons.
That is an important detail. CBS News national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata reported many times from Afghanistan. He joins us now from the Pentagon to put this in context. Charlie, great to see you this morning. Explain the significance of what Mr. Trump just said there, that he wants the base back and there are all sorts of strategic reasons for it.
I'm going to try. On the one hand, there are no surprises there. You know, President Trump has been lamenting handing back that base since the disastrous withdrawal of Afghanistan. He's criticized the Biden administration repeatedly for letting the base go. It's maybe a surprise that he mentioned it, sort of said breaking news, suggesting there's been some discussions, and sources that I've spoken to right after hearing that said, yeah, that's where it stands. They're discussing it. And I was there. As you said, I was at Bagram back in 2021 when the last shipping container was airlifted by chopper, and the last of the U.S. forces pulled out. And it is enormous. It's huge. They're 2-mile-long airstrips. It sits in a corner of Afghanistan, not far from China, maybe not as close as the president would say, maybe 500 miles away. So there are all kinds of tactical reasons to want to get Bagram back. But it took more than 900 of those massive C-17 cargo planes to pull out. They destroyed a lot of the rest. The rest is handed over to the Afghan army, and as we now know, and this irks the president too, it's in the hands of the Taliban. So taking it back would be a huge military endeavor, let alone the force protection it would take. And the Taliban says, look, we're willing to talk to the United States, but any future military presence in Afghanistan is a no-go.
Right. So what does this really mean then, Charlie? I mean, the president may have these ambitions and may want to reacquire Bagram, but he just pulled back on military aid for nations like Taiwan. Could you tell us what's happening there and what this means?
Yeah, so moving on to Taiwan, this is a particularly sensitive issue for the Trump administration and where President Trump is in relationship with Xi Jinping, because we're ahead of this United Nations General Assembly. There's a trade war underway. There's the TikTok deal that needs to be hammered out. And right now, from what I understand, it's sort of pressing pause on about $400 million worth of military aid to Taiwan. Now, this is a reverse of U.S. policy, and certainly the policy here at the Pentagon, because the United States has defended Taiwan, which, of course, China claims as its own. And they even war game what might happen if China were to make a military move on Taiwan in 2027. So from what I understand, this is a pause on that military aid, but it's also the nature of the aid. This is more lethal aid, a way for Taiwan to sort of take care of itself. A lot of surface-to-air missiles, serious armament. So as I understand it, while these negotiations are underway, the pause was put on over the summer. That pause button may be hit again to play, but that's where we stand now as these negotiations are underway between the Trump administration and China.
Precisely. Mr. Trump and Xi Jinping on the phone with each other this morning for the first time in many months. We'll stay close to see what comes out of that conversation. Charlie, thank you so much.